risky one. Shit's hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging neck, bring extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slit the doors and room. What you gonna do?
And happy Sunday to you folks. Aloha. I am back from the islands of Hawaii. And let's see here. Yeah, how the heck are y'all doing, man? It's been a hot minute. I've had a very well needed and accepted vacation. I got to be honest. In the past probably 3-4 years, we go on vacations. My wife works her tail off, okay? She works her tail off. So when she wants to go on vacation, we go on vacation. And I have just not felt like I deserved it, right? I mean, when you do what I do for a living, I honestly am so grateful to be able to do the kind of work I do. And yeah, it's tiring. It wears you out, this and that. But in all honesty, how am I going to complain, right? So I normally don't feel like I deserve it. This last one here, I'm not going to lie. I was ready, man. A little worn out. Just mentally, physically was ready for it. So it was an awesome trip. We stayed in Maui is where we went this time. I had never been to Maui. So we went there. We've had a chance to check out several of the islands now over the past 8 years here. And it's been awesome. And still, I will say this though, hands down, Kauai is still my favorite. The least touristy out of all the islands. And hands down, it's just a little bit more laid back, a little bit more my speed for the kind of vacationing that my wife and I enjoy to do, man. It's where we like to just kind of get out and see the area and not, have to dump $130 for lunch out there, to be honest with you. Not for nothing, y'all. If you're going to go to any of the big name areas of Hawaii, be prepared. Set your budget high. I will say this though, the food on this trip was pretty awesome. Some of the places, great food, still not worth the price in my opinion, but there was a couple that, man, just top notch, food being served there. Had some macadamia nut, crusted ahi, and man, it was amazing. So yeah, awesome trip. Very glad, to have done that. And step away for a little bit. We had a mad dash leading up to the final bits there right before we got into this. Just event after event after event. So it kept us busy. A lot going on in the fishing scene. A lot going on in the nonprofit scene. I'll be honest with you, on the nonprofit side, it's going to take me probably a week to kind of get back and catch up with all the latest news, cool happenings that are going on with some of our collaborating brother and sister companies that are out there. So I'm not going to get into that too much because I don't want to mess anything up on that. But as far as fishing goes, Team TPO in action this week, man, all around the place. Let's see here. The Colorado State Championship qualifier for the Bassmaster National Series. The state qualifier was this weekend at Pueblo Reservoir, and Team TPO showed out. Brother Jason took second. Brother Kenny, another fifth place. That's 2 fifth place back to back for Brother Kenny, and then Brother Brick, who should be joining us here in a little bit. Bricklin set up with a 10th place there. So awesome stuff. Top 3 anglers qualified for the Bassmaster National, which is going on someplace in October at some time. I don't think they've released any of that info yet, which is kind of goofy to me, but whatever. What do I know? They're getting that stuff set up. Tonight, we got an awesome show. We got Mr. Dwayne Walley going to be joining us again. He's connected up right now. He's coming back from the lake as we speak. So we'll see how the connection goes here. Make sure we've got a good connection with him. I see him in the green room here. Hopefully he can hear us now. So, yep, he's got us. So we're good to go. Hey, let's pay the bills real quick, folks. And it looks like Mr. Bricklin, Brother Brick, will be joining us to co-host again. He'll be coming in a little bit here. Let's go ahead and pay those bills. Every episode of Double S, you know the routine. Brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation. They are the mothership, Mr. Brian Romans, all the work he has done there with the foundation. Big year of some change and cool stuff going down this year. He'll be announcing that stuff further on. You'll see it right here on the Double S when it's coming through. But just more ways to keep healing coming to our brothers and sisters out there. Of course, probably the biggest section of that is the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. Looking like we're getting some help there. We can always use more help with that. If you have a big event in your local area and you want to take it to the next level, this is the traveling memorial that goes around the country, the only one in the nation that's traveling and dedicated to the entire GWAT era. So that's 83 forward. Get a hold of him at GWAT Wall. That'll get you in touch. And of course, Mr. Adam Bird, who is traveling again this week. That man is super busy. He is the founder of the Feast with us here at Heroes Media Group. Very, very proud to be counted amongst these other podcasts that are in there. Go check out heroesmediagroup.com and look at all the different podcasts that are available for you out there. Something for everybody, resources galore, something going on almost every night. All right, that's that. Let me go ahead and before we bring in our guest, let's go ahead and bring in our co-host who hasn't been here in a hot minute because he's got a family and 72 billion other things going on. Brother Bricklin, how you doing, dog?
What's going on?
I'm waiting for your internet string to straighten out. There it goes. Now you're coming in.
There we
Just
go.
takes a little bit for you to get your connection.
My AI, my piano in the background, and my fireplace, and my disappearing arms.
That's how you play that piano. All right, I hope you got all your brainy questions tonight because we got the man himself, talk about founder of the Feast. If there is any one thing that has probably had more of an impact on, thousands upon thousands of anglers across the United States, if there's anything more than TourneyX, I don't know what it is. When Dwayne brought TourneyX to the competitive landscape, it changed everything. And it continues to innovate. It continues to lead. Many people try to go out there and they do a grapes is sour thing or whatever, and that's just so silly. It's like, look, TourneyX has been the way, man. And now I watched it being used when I was at the Bassmaster Classic a couple years ago. I watched a Celebrity Pro-Am event in boats using TourneyX, and I'm telling you, it's the way of the future here. Sooner or later, I know there's people like, oh, I want to see the 5 fish. Well, you ain't gonna be seeing 5 fish in every boat if you keep doing it, because there's a mortality factor that comes with it. I don't care if that hurts your feelings or not. It's the truth. It's science, Jack. You can't unthink your way. And this is a way to protect those fisheries. Always has been. So yeah, man, he's the guy that changed it all for us here. So let's go ahead and get him in here. He's in the green room. Let me go ahead and bring him in live from his pickup truck. Mr. Dwayne Walley. How the heck are you, brother Dwayne?
Well, I'm doing good. How are y'all tonight? I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we got you perfect. Now you can hear me.
Yes, I had to just rejoin. It seemed like it. Technology's a bear, man. I'll tell you. Love it or hate it.
I want to say that. So if I ever end up on life support, what I want y'all to do is turn it off and turn it back on and see what happens, because that just might reboot me right there.
I don't know, man. Might just leave it off.
Ouch, Dwayne. Ouch.
No, I'm talking about for me, not you. Not you. No, for me. Just leave it off. I'm good. Oh, man.
How was fishing today, buddy?
It wasn't as good. I mean, we've had some down here, and of course, you guys have had it too. I'm sure all this rain we've had. We had probably 4 to 5 inches over the past few days, and we've had a good dry day yesterday and a dry out day today. So I came out to do a little fishing, and the water's muddy, and in muddy water, I don't know if it's one of those things just messes with your mind, when it's muddy, or what it is. But I did find a couple of fish. I found them in the pads, and it was good. So
That's awesome, man. No, rain is something we know not much about out here in Colorado this year. We're actually in pretty horrid drought conditions. We're like this one little area all around us. The states all around us seem to be getting plenty of rain, and sections of the U.S. are getting plenty of rain, but we're not.
yeah, they say we're about 10 inches low here, but like I said, we got about 4 or 5 inches over the past 4 or 5 days, so it's been good. But yeah, it was good to get out on the water. I've been not on the water in probably about 3 weeks, and finally got out here today just to chill out, you know, kind of reset. It was good. It was a good 4 hour trip. So
Got to do that, man. Got to do that for sure. And
I'm
you're
real
in
jealous.
you in Bama,
No, I'm in Mississippi.
Mississippi. That's right.
Not as far over there, but maybe one day I'll be up that way in Bama. Who knows?
That's right.
So yeah, I'm a little jealous about you going out playing in Hawaii, man. I mean, we did the Maui trip on our 10th anniversary, and it was a hoot, man. I mean, we had a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Maui was super cool. There's no doubt about it. It a little more touristy than what I was hoping for, but hey, it's Hawaii, right?
I wanted to ask you something. When you went over there, did you go to Lanai? Did y'all go that way?
We were right there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did you see all the burned area, or was it what's going on with it? Just
So
curious.
there is still a lot of evidence of homes attempting to be rebuilt.
Okay.
There are several van villages that are still set up. They're trying to put those away from 30, from the main highway there. They're trying to kind of push them, and they're putting walls or big canvas up to try to, not show it as much, I guess. But they're still rebuilding. There's no question about it. That Lanai area was hit. It was pretty brutal. It looks like from what we could still see. That was horrid.
Yeah, that's where we had our luau, and I don't know where you had yours at, but we had ours there.
The old luau, the old
Yes,
Lanai.
old one. Yes.
That's where we were at. Same one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
And
Is
oh
the
my
bang, is the banyan tree still there, or did it burn up, or what? It's
So
still there?
it's there. We heard that it got slightly damaged, but it's still there and it's coming back. We did not get a chance to go over to it directly. It was one of the things we were going to do on Friday. Friday we had a weird day, so Friday we had to check out at 10, right? 10 Hawaii time, and then our flight didn't leave the airport until 10:50 p.m.
Holy
And so
cow.
we were like, what the hell are we going to do for 12
hours.
hours? And you've been there, so you can't just drive around. I mean, lunch will drop you $120, and it's not cheap to hang out,
Yeah.
So we ended up, that was something we were going to do Friday, was go see that and spend some time walking around there. But we opted, Thursday night, we went ahead and opted. We found that we were able to switch flights for no cost. So we left at like 8:05 in the morning. And so, yeah, that put us back here at we got home, I guess, about 1 a.m. Colorado time is when we finally got back in. But, yeah, so we didn't get a chance to get by there. But no, it's beautiful. I got a chance to snorkel. Literally, I was this far away from sea turtles, 2 of them, 3 of them. They have no fear, dude.
Y'all did that on your own. Y'all just went out and
Yeah.
found a place on the beach to do it, right? Because
Yeah.
it didn't look like it was very touristy where y'all went, correct?
Yeah, we were staying at the Westin. There's a series of ocean villas that the Westin owns. They have north, south, and then another one. They own half the damn beach, it looks like, that runs up and down that coast. I'm like, wow, to have that kind of extra dough swinging around, that's like Brickland money right there.
Yeah.
I may look like I have a grand piano, but my arm is
I've seen that background before.
It's a common decoration,
I was
yeah,
gonna
these
say,
days.
I've got a house like that.
Yeah, man, it's we just found a little section of the beach down there where there was not as many people. And we just plopped down there for a few hours and hung out on the beach. And yeah, I got a chance to. There's a lot of coral along that beachhead right there. And so I was checking out all the fish around the coral, and then I look up and like, whoa, like 4 foot from me is a little sea turtle, and he's just hanging out looking at me like, sup?
Oh,
And I was thinking like, okay, no touchy. I'm not touching you. You don't touch me. We're good. And yeah, he didn't even care about me. He was just snooping around. So that was kind of cool.
so
But
not to make this a Hawaii podcast, but I'll tell you a little story about us going. It's kind of cool. So my mother-in-law, father-in-law, my wife's mom and dad, when they got married, one of their trips, anniversary trips or whatever was to Hawaii, and they stayed at Kaanapali Beach Hotel, which is probably not too far from somewhere where you were at.
yep, right there.
It's one of the oldest hotels over there on that island. And it's still there, of course. But so that was cool. Then we went stayed in the same hotel 30 years later, which is kind of neat.
Wow.
So then my son got married 3 years ago, and they wanted to go to somewhere. Didn't know where they were going to go. We told them they wanted to go to the beach or do something like that. And I said, well, you could do two things. You can either go to Tampa. We could see you in Tampa and do that trip. They mentioned Costa Rica, but I didn't really want to send them to Costa Rica at the time. And
Right.
I said, well, we could do like a Tampa, Florida, somewhere down that way, or we could, let you guys go to Hawaii. And so we ended up sending them to the same hotel that we all stayed in. So the generations have stayed in this hotel 3 times, which is
That
kind of
is
cool. So
that is so cool.
yeah, yeah. So they enjoyed it. They took pictures, same place we took pictures, and all the luau stuff. They went like 3 weeks before the fire.
Oh wow.
Yes, yeah. But anyway, little short story. But we had a great time. They had a great time, and I'd like to go back. I like to go to Kauai, like you said. I think my wife said that's kind of a less touristy area.
Way less touristy. That is our favorite. So I've been to the Big Island, I've been to Maui and Kauai now over the past 8 years. My wife has made these trips happen for us,
Okay.
and the only reason I want to go to Oahu is, of course, the Pearl Harbor. I want to go there, but the way we're talking about doing it is stay someplace else, fly over for a day,
Oh,
do the exhibit, spend the night, and then come back to the island. Because I can tell you the way the anxiety went up for me just with all the traffic. It was
oh,
wall
I
to
bet.
wall traffic, and it's a funny thing that goes on in Maui. The last thing I'll say about it, about Maui, when you rent a car there, the speed limit, there isn't hardly any speed limit over 45. Most of it's 35, and not a single one of the residents honor that. So if you're in a rental car and you're 5 mile an hour over, be ready to get run over because it's no joke. There's two halves of the folks there that live there. One half loves the tourist. The other half absolutely hates the tourist. And you can see that. It's very prevalent. And it's like, yo, man, I'm just trying not to get a speeding ticket in a rental car, homie. I'm 5 over. You mind backing up so I can at least see your bumper? That'd be okay.
That's right.
But yeah, it is beautiful. The beaches, the people that down on the beach there, it was gorgeous for sure. And a lot of cool history. That luau, highly recommend that. What a feast they give you. Holy
Oh my
Moses.
gosh. I remember that. My goodness, it was. I was about that big around then.
Right? Yeah, you will not go hungry at this place. I'll tell you
No,
that. You will
no,
leave
no.
packed.
Well,
Brick, you've been busy, Brick, over the weekend here, brother. You all recouped from Pueblo down there?
Yeah, I recouped pretty good. I mean, let me tell you, that tournament came down to whoever was going to catch the biggest fish at the end.
Right.
It became, I mean, if you look at the standings, I was 10th and I had 80-25, right?
Yeah.
And first place was from 10th
83.
to first place was 84. I think he had 84.
oh my gosh, down to the kicker fish.
I
Wow.
mean, you're looking at, I had nothing but 16s and 15s. You just needed one bite. You
Nail
had one
biter.
bite, you were going to be in there. And so I thought I had it. And so I think Pierce was out there, and I got a text from Lovall. He showed me his picture of his fish he just caught, which was a 19, I think, or 19
Yeah.
something. I was like,
19.
oh, and so then I got a bite, and I set the hook, and then I was screaming it in. It was 158. Got in a kayak, and I'm taking pictures, and I hear Pierce across the cove going, "Oh, you're not gonna get it! You're not gonna get it!" I'm trying to get it, so I got it at 159, and that put me in 10th. And I said, "That's how convoluted the competition was. It was like you're waiting on one bite, guys. You're not waiting on like, oh, I had a bad morning. You're waiting on one."
Yeah. It was a good time of year to be at Pueblo. You and I were talking about that 2-3 weeks ago, saying that the season opener should be Pueblo. That might not be a bad idea. Good time of year to be down there. There's a lot of fish being had.
Did that lake ever go? I heard that one time they were not going to allow boats on it anymore for tournaments. Did they ever change that?
No.
Okay.
No, Pueblo, if they do that, this state loses pretty much the last good bass lake or good tournament lake, that's out there.
But in your defense, Dwayne, okay, we have a pretty nice congressional committee that would love to get those bass boats off of that lake. I'm just being honest. I'm from Arkansas, Louisiana border, and so when I'm here, I had to learn a completely different style of fishing. I really did.
Yeah.
So I'm used to Felsenthal, I'm used to Caney Lake, Red River, Ouachita River, even going down and dinking around when I was in the military in Louisiana or Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. So it was kind of like, welcome to the party, pal. Get your Ned rig out. I'm like, what is a Ned rig?
I was looking the other day. I was just looking around some of the tournaments and looking at some of the lay of the land, and I was thinking, man, I couldn't. There's no way I'd learn how to fish out there. All the rocks and everything. Mm-hmm. I would not not know what to do. So
you got a live scope, you'll be all right.
Yeah. No, not really. I got the dang stuff, and I can't even use it. I
don't have one, so I'm out. In the South, you can just beat the banks, and if you're on them, you own them. And then if you have somebody out there that finds them with the live scope, they do really well. But I mean, it's kind of a flip flop. You have once you find the group, the wolf pack, you're gonna be all right.
So today, I got out there today, and like I said, it was muddy, and I went over to a little. There's we call it one of my buddy calls it a saddle. It's like two high points with a cut in the middle of it.
Yep.
And it's like a big long point. And on that point right now, there's pads coming out. They're just like $1. Well, they're bigger than dollar pads. They're about like that, but they're sparse right now. You can fish between them real easily, And so I ended up there this afternoon, almost right before dark, and I was pitching a 11-inch one of Zoom worms.
Mm-hmm.
And man, they started. I got a bite. I threw it out the first cast. I got a bite. I don't know what it was, dude. I just set the hook. I reared back and set the hook like that when I did. He went sideways into the set pads. I was talking to my wife. I was like, hold on, babe. I set the hook. And anyway, I never did stop him, man. He just went poop. He just spit it out. And my freaking hook got straightened out. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's the South for you. Yeah.
Man, I stayed in them pads the rest of the evening, and I got bite after bite after bite, but I just couldn't land but one. But it was fun, though. I mean,
that's how I learned how to slackline, because if you give them a concussion, they ain't gonna run as fast. You get them a concussion like OG man, you're gonna get them to slow down just a little bit. Yeah. So they make fun of me up here like, oh, you gotta hear him set the hook. I was like, yeah, where I'm from, you don't set the hook like that, and some guns will run off when you bend the hook, pop braid. Whatever.
So I've heard that several times now from this weekend from all around the country of guys getting bites and not able to get the hook set, not get the land. Heard it from guys at Pueblo in practice. Heard it from guys at the All-American that I was speaking with, out there. Now hearing it from you as well. It's something weird about today or this past weekend, man. It's the no hook set, no catchy vibe going on, right?
Well, I fish braid. I fish like a 30, 40 pound braid. Okay. But I also run a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader.
Yep.
you know. And I just put a uni knot in it. Works. I've never, knock on wood, broken the uni knot. It's always that fluorocarbon will snap on me. It's
Yeah.
like it doesn't have. Honestly, I wish I'd just go to a monofilament, just like a 30-pound monofilament, because the monofilament will stretch. Okay.
Yep.
But that fluorocarbon just wants to snap, and when it just pops real quick, it just. I mean, I lost a tungsten weight today and a hook and a fish, you know, because I set the hook so hard.
Dang.
But
It's all that working out you've been doing, Dwayne.
yeah, right. Yeah.
It's all on the wrist. Tell him, it's all on the wrist.
Anyway.
So I was saying before we introduced you to this, for those folks out there that have been living underneath a rock around kayak fishing and don't know, your baby, your creation, this bad boy that you gave to the kayak fishing community, there's not been a single piece of equipment or anything that has impacted more anglers across the board than TourneyX, man. You brought this here. What was the founding, going way back to when you first come up with that idea? This isn't what you do for a living, right? I mean, this is something you've always been obviously an avid angler, and then you apparently, what led you to saying, you know what? I'm going to shake up the world. And I'm going to drop this bad boy on everybody.
To be honest with you, Gene, it's not like something I thought would ever be a earth-shattering deal. To go back, I'm actually a maintenance electrician. I've been doing electrical work for over 40 years. And I work in a plant now. I've been at that plant for almost 28 years. And so, but I did dabble in, web designs, web hosting. So I had a little bit, I've got technology experience out the wazoo on that side. I don't have coding experience. I never could seem to grasp the coding part. So I have somebody else that does that for me. However, like I said, it was back in 2014. Me and a buddy of mine, we just got into kayak fishing, and we were fishing on this lake, and I don't know, it was just an idea. It was like, how would we run tournaments in a kayak? Because you don't have a live well, you don't have this, you don't have that. And so, we were taking photos of them, doing a bunch of hero shots and this, that, and other, but we didn't know where we were going to go with it, and I don't know if iAngler was around then. I think it was about the same time Michael Christopher had built iAngler. And I don't recall, like doing a look-see over there to see what he had going on. But once I had the idea, I bought the domain, which is something I was doing back then. I was buying domains. I was building websites for people. So I was doing those sorts of things. And me and that buddy of mine, we just started kicking this thing around, and he kept pushing me. He said, "Man, you need to do this. It'd be a good business." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to deal with this crap." Well, guess what? I did it, and here we are today. So, and I will say, it's been one of those cool road trips. You know what I'm saying? When we first built it, KBF was just coming on. Well, they weren't just coming on. They were on. And when we had this feature that we could catch, photo release, and put these fish in the light, do what we do, Hoover came on and helped us. He helped us push this thing. He brought it along with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we did business for quite a long time until up to, a few years ago, we kind of went our separate ways. But that's just business. It happens, right?
Yep.
And but we've been very fortunate, been very blessed. There's some days my wife wishes I had not done this, because it's like it takes over the household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Boy, do I feel you there, Brother Dwayne. Yes, sometimes it's you start looking at that stuff. Well, you've done it.
I'll be 60 in 3 months. So
what?
Yep.
Oh, and then his screen goes out.
He just said 60, went black.
Yep. How the heck, Dwayne, your camera went out, brother?
Signal or dead phone.
Well, normally he'd disconnect
He lives in
from there.
Mississippi. He's probably signal. Let me tell you.
Someone rolled over the internet cable that's strung out across the street there, maybe? No. So we just saw you unmute, Dwayne, but we can't hear you, and your screen went black. Try reconnecting, brother, if you can hear us. That Mississippi internet down there.
Yeah. I know all about it.
Oh,
I promise you.
here he is. Well, let's get rid of that one and let's add that one.
There he is.
Okay, guys, don't call me on my phone right now.
Exactly.
Somebody called me, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do?" Anyway, I said, "No, no, 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 no." Anyway,
There we go.
but yeah, I'll be 60 on July 20th, and
Well, you're living right, brother, because you don't even look remotely close to that. So you're doing something right,
I got all
dude.
my hair. At least I got all my
Exactly.
hair.
What, you got hair? You all right?
I'm over here aging like milk, Wally. What the hell is going on? I'm 53, bro. What the hell? And I look like I could be your older brother.
So listen, I'll tell you one thing. I get these genes from my mama. I love her to death. She passed away a month ago at 86, and it has been probably one of the worst months I've had in my life. So these just like after this fishing trip tonight, I would call her. I'd always call Mama and talk to her about, because we used to fish when we were kids, and me and my mom and dad would go out and fish, and I'd always call her and tell her what I caught, and she would just say, she would tell me how good it was and how much your daddy would have loved to do that. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, I don't mean to go down that road. I really don't. But it's
No worries, brother. I'm honored that you did.
It's tough. It really is. But yeah, I get that. I get that from Mama. She if you looked at her, you swear she was like 70, but she was 80, almost 90. So
Wow.
yeah. That's the hunt. That's the hunt. The hunts. That's my mama's side of the family, and they didn't age.
Yeah. My wife's side is very similar to that. Her mother looks about 20 years younger than what she is, for sure. Well, listen, brother, the only reason it stings like that is it just shows just how real and how true that unconditional love is, dude. And I don't know where your faith lies, brother, but I know where mine's at, and I can tell you she's doing just fine, and she's in good hands right now. And she's watching you. There ain't no doubt about that. She wants to know about that fishing trip.
Yeah, her and daddy are having fun right now. That's all I can say.
Heck yeah.
So, but anyway.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about TourneyX.
Yes, sir.
So we got some cool things coming. So tomorrow tonight we're gonna do a push tonight with some. Last year we had this cheating aspect where people were cheating and taking pictures and manipulating pictures and all this stuff. Well,
Yep.
I'm not gonna say we got it 100%, but we do have some stuff we're working with that directors can now see the XF data if it's been changed or manipulated or whatever. We can see that on the back end, and the judges and the directors will actually get to see a little. It'll give you an alert. So one thing I want to tell all you anglers, if you're listening tonight, don't rotate your pictures, don't resize your pictures. Don't do anything in your photos. Take your photos and get them into us as quick as possible, just as they are. Okay.
Perfect.
Make sure you have your permissions are turned on. You can take your pictures in your regular phone. You can take your pictures inside our app. Either way. I personally would rather you do it in the app because I know that I'm going to get your location and everything's going to be great. We can't manipulate your GPS because you're outside of our app. Okay. So you're doing that on your own. You're taking that responsibility on your own. So if you call your director and you don't have a GPS location and they want to disqualify your fish and you took it outside of our app, there's nothing we can do about that. Okay. So just think about that before you take your photos.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's, like you and I have spoken about this offline before, Dwayne. I mean, no matter what people do out there, no matter what technology does, nothing can change or really beat that whole knowing who you're fishing with type thing, And we do, there's a couple big organizations that have 80, 90 people, and that's tough for those directors to be able to do that, for sure. But, I mean, let's be honest. The majority of the kayak game is what, that 30, 40 range? Maybe 20 to 40 range?
Yep. 25 to 45.
Yeah, and clubs get to know each other, right? And anglers, watching each other. We're keeping each other honest, man. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's one of the rules that I hear people complain about in Bassmaster all the time, but I think it's absolutely the most perfect rule, and that is if you're an angler, you witness a guy or another angler purposely or breaking a rule of some kind, it's on you or to report that. At least let it be known that, hey man, I did see this. I actually love that rule because it keeps us all on the same playing field personally. And I love the fact that I guess, hey, I don't know if he did anything or said anything, but I just want you to know I witnessed this today. And I always try to give guys the benefit of the doubt, right? Like if I see somebody go past a buoy they shouldn't or whatever, and I'm right there with them, I'm usually like, hey brother, yeah, you got to get out of there. You got to come back out. Now, if they tell me to go pound sand or whatever, it's like, cool, that's on you, dog. I'm off, I'm good. But I try to do my best to help somebody out.
Well, that happened up there on the Susquehanna River, when, and all that, man, that last year, that was a freaking mess, guys. When, that guy's up there and he's on the other side of that marker and he's fishing too close to a dam or too close to where the water comes over, all those things. And somebody said, hey, you're not supposed to be up there. Well, you need to take that as a warning that either you need to come back over and nothing will be said, you know what I'm saying? Or, if you stay over there, then of course it's going to get reported. Yeah. And you're going to have to pay the price. So
at the very least, come back, call the tournament director. You should have their number with you. I mean, every angler should have the TD's, number right in their cell phone. And just hit them up and say, hey, this situation, what exactly, did I miss something? Yeah, it's easy stuff.
But these guys, I mean, I don't, for whatever reason, I mean, the particular person in question, it didn't take him, he broke the rules and broke the rules and broke the rules. And then he did what he did by taking photos of a cutout kayak in the back of a boat. You know what I'm saying? and it's like, how stupid can you finally get, guys? I mean, come on.
See, I got a Forrest Gump saying for that. You know what I mean? That's about it. Ay. It seems to me, so this year I have the chance, and I want to do this finally on the podcast here. Brother Dwayne, we can't thank you enough from the True Patriot Outfitters, from Brother Brick and myself and all the people with our little experiment we're doing this year, the Patriot Borderland Kayak Series, you donating the usage of TourneyX to us so that it doesn't cost us, anything from that is such a huge, huge help. We're not, people can see it's pretty damn clear what we're doing. Vets, first responders, you fish free, civilians, $22. By the time we do our campsites and get some food for everybody and drive the gas to get there, we're not making anything off this stuff, folks, okay? Most time it's costing us a little bit, and it's the amazing donations from guys like this dude right here, Mr. Anthony Barrera, tournament director down in New Mexico, and that whole New Mexico group, and people in Colorado and people in Nebraska and Kansas. Their generosity has helped us put this, but none of it happens if we don't have a platform like TourneyX to do it. Dude, it's more than a tournament app. That TourneyX keeps me sane, so I know exactly who's there, who isn't, and it was such a huge logistics help for us to have that. Without it, I was sitting there going, dang, what the hell are we going to do if we don't have TourneyX on this thing? I don't know what the hell we're going to do. So
it's like Baby Billy, like after I pay all my sciences, I pay
my lab coats.
Zilch.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that thing really, it's an amazing platform. I've used multiple platforms over, the course of my military career. If you go East Coast, you got a platform over there. You go over here in Colorado, I've fished different tournaments in the kayak series. I'm not too old school. I'm kind of around the same time as you, Dwayne. I think I picked it up around 2000. When was I in Florida? 20. So once I did it for the first time through TourneyX, it was like a working man's tournament. There's all kinds of tournaments you can sign up for.
Yeah.
And I was like blown away. I was like, oh, this thing actually works. It's pretty cool. And so that kind of actually propelled me into more competitive stuff. And I ended up back in where I was in the boat scene with the Bassmaster and all of that stuff. So it's awesome.
Well, the one thing we wanted to do was make it simple. Um, and I have one guy. This goes back to this is our third iteration of the app, and we've carried the first one over to all three. Basically, the little pop up at the bottom, that little pop up menu comes up. Um, it really helps out to have that quick menu that you can just pop up and either reach out to your director or what have you. But what I like about it is the multiple submits, things like that, where you can multiple submit to different tournaments with one fish to 2 or 3 different tournaments. I timed myself one day. I actually caught a fish, took the photo, and submitted it within like 22 seconds or something like that, 27 seconds. So it can be done. And the other thing I really like about it is we tried to make the photo compression where we want to make sure the director has a good photo. We want to make there's a good balance where when you submit those fish in, they go pretty quick, That's one thing I strive on, man. I'm going to keep pounding and pounding and pounding on these developers that I've got until we get it right.
So another thing I want to give you kudos for is once you get to a certain, I know a little bit about apps, right? So once you get to a certain user account number, like you have so many users, there comes a lot more fees that the company would have to pay for. So when you download the app, there's no ads. You have no ads on your app. And that's another, and I mean, that's another big thing. Like if you download other apps, you're probably going to see an ad. You're probably going to see something along those lines, especially even through if you use the web browser. And so what is great about TourneyX from my perspective is whenever I log in, like there's not all these, it's what I want to look for. And if it's not there, I can put it in the search bar and I can go directly where I want to go and do what I want to do. And I can be done and go focus on other things I got to do during the day. So that was big props because I know that once you hit a certain user account number, there's a lot more fees and associations and insurance capabilities and stuff like that. So kudos to you guys.
I appreciate it. Yeah. One thing that we kind of told ourselves that you got these anglers out here, you guys are fishing out. I mean, I'm an angler too. I fish tournaments as well. I don't want to have to deal with something popping up in front of me. I don't want to deal with the confusion of some of these apps that, what button does this? What button does that? Yeah. I wanted to do it where you guys muscle memory, you click, take photo. There's a button there now on the right-hand side at submit fish. You don't even have to go back out to the menu. You just click that button in the bottom right-hand corner after you take your photo, takes you straight to submit catch. Literally, you can bam, 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 and you're done. You know what I'm saying? One change we did do recently was, and I know y'all have largemouth over there, but I think y'all have more smallmouth. I can't remember, but we switched bass, the name bass, to largemouth bass now because I wanted to be more specific on the species. So you're going to see that when you build your tournaments now, that you won't see bass anymore. We want to run like analytics and things like that on largemouth, smallmouth, spotted. You know what I'm saying? Now we can do that. But yeah, man, muscle memory is the key. Once you just like tying your shoes, you like putting your pants on. You know what I'm saying? You can do it in the dark. And I wanted to make sure we were able to do that for the anglers.
Ever since I've seen it and been involved with it for the last 3-4 years, each iteration, each time it comes through there, it just keeps getting cleaner and cleaner. That's one of the things I've noticed is you're listening to the anglers, you're taking feedback from the tournament directors, but yet it's not getting fluffy, right? It's not getting too much fat on the outside and ruining what's going on. It's staying true. And to me, it just seems like it's getting easier and easier, man, going through. And so, yeah, it's been, it's still, like I said, it from tournament directors to anglers having a free option to sign up on the thing. I didn't even know that until this year, to be honest with you. Straightforward, I thought that it was a $30 a year thing. And when I found out that, no, you can actually just create an account for free. And I'm like, No shit. Okay, that's even cooler. Because there's some guys that don't want to track. They might once or twice a year jump in. I like being able to track the history and see what you did that year and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's $30 a year. You can't even. There's nothing out there that's cheap anymore.
Yeah.
No, and I mean,
just-
like if you get into, if you're not really in competitive, you can earn badges through the app. Like, I mean, I was a road warrior because I've been to all these different states and, like my biggest fit. I mean, there's different things for everybody.
That was the first badge I got because I was traveling with the All-American all over the place, right? So, yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate all the support you guys have given us and all the directors. I think we've got a little over 1,400 directors total over the years.
Wow.
Now that's not what we have that are actually using it. We ran some numbers last year, and I think of the 100,000 users that we have, we got about 25,000 that are using it consistently every year.
Yeah,
over the past 5 years. So that's a pretty good number. That's 25%, 30%. So
that's huge. So if you're allowed to say this, I've been saying this since the MLF introduced the catchway release format. Then when I saw the catch photo release format, I'm like, this is how they do it. This is how they could get this done. Do you think we're going to see, because we're seeing more and more local bass clubs that are starting to go to it. I know the state of Colorado would be damn happy if all the bass and those clubs went to this type of thing. But do you think we're going to see that? Is it because I saw it at the Pro-Am at the Classic, man. That was super, super cool. Where the Pro-Am guys were using TourneyX up there. Are we going to see something like that, you think, down the line?
it's hard to say, Gene. It really is. I've been saying it for years. Everything's going to go this way, but it's really tough because traditionally, it's a catch, bring your fish in and weigh them and release them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And listen, kudos to Bassmasters for what they do and how I've seen it from behind the scenes. I don't know if you've ever seen it, how they take care of those fish.
Yep.
And get them back out to the lake. Even if they're 60 miles away, they take care of those fish, get them back out to the lake. They do an excellent job. They really do. And I've always said one thing about TourneyX versus all the others. It's an option.
Yeah.
It's not. I won't ever push somebody to use TourneyX. Okay, but it is an option. I think it's the only thing that we can do in the kayak industry.
Yep.
Whether it's with us or another app or whatever, you just got to choose which app you like best.
Yeah.
Of course, I hope you choose ours, but it's just like going to Walmart, just like going to Kroger, just like going anywhere else. We're going to shop where we shop at.
Yep.
We're gonna be loyal to who we're loyal to. I just want people to know out there that I'm on the end of this phone right here. Anytime you need me, you're going to call me. I'm going to answer it. Okay.
Love it.
And I'm going to help you get through whatever problems you got. I'm an angler just like you are. I have the feelings that you have. I listen to what you're telling me to do, what not to do. I put myself in your position when I'm on the water.
Yep.
When I'm building an app or updating the app, I want to make sure that it's easy, quick, seamless, and efficient.
Love it.
So appreciate you guys so much.
Love it, dude. Love it. And we appreciate you, brother. Like I said, Patriot Borderland Kayak Series, we're setting that up. We got Milford Lake coming up into this month, and then we got a couple more we're going down. Going to have a special one, 2 special ones at the end of the season. We're going to skip July, I think, just because it's wicked hot that time of the month out here, or that time of the year. But, yeah, we got a couple great ones there, and we'll be using TourneyX that whole time there. So I think we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. 4 more is what we have for our test season this year to see how it goes. And if things work out, who knows? Maybe we might do something next year, a little bit more official. We'll see. At the very least, we know that this has worked on that first when New Mexico showed out. But well, this is awesome, dude. I appreciate this. What are your thoughts, if you have any, Dwayne, on this World Championship thing that they're trying to do? They're going to bring MLF and Bass together, top anglers from all the, around the country. I'll be honest, I don't pay that close attention to the pro stuff anymore. I just don't. I got tired of the Ford Chevy thing going on. And I understand maybe a little bit too much behind the curtains. So it's now I'm to the point of like, no, that's cool. There's anglers there that I dig. I still think Jacob Wheeler is, hands down the most dynamic angler on the planet right now. I just really do. I think the guy can fish anywhere. I think he'd catch 5 fish in your bathtub. He's that skilled, and it doesn't matter where he's at. But how do you see it going down, and what are your thoughts about this? I mean, could this help the sport in the way I think it could? Because quite frankly, I think it needs that joining of these two actually showing that they can play nice together.
Look, I'll go back and I didn't even know this even happened. That's how far away I'm from it. But I'm gonna set 30,000 feet and look down. I remember the days when one was stealing from the other. Okay. I remember when all the anglers fished Bassmasters, and that's what they fished. Okay. I remember when, MLF wasn't really MLF. It was, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? And it came together as MLF, and then they were using dollar figures to steal people over to come fish MLF, and they were paying them, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So listen, it's a business. I don't care how you do it. It's a business. I don't watch MLF. I watch Bassmasters when I watch stuff.
Yep.
So I can't really speak a whole lot on MLF. I can't. I do know one thing I'm seeing in Bassmasters is these younger kids. Now I will go on the record on the forward facing sonar, and I'll go ahead and tell you my story about this.
Sure.
I got off on another subject, and I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
But the forward facing sonar, people complain about it. They gripe about it. They shouldn't be out. They say it shouldn't be out there. All this, that, and other. Well, listen, this phone that I'm talking to you on right now, 20 years ago didn't exist. Okay?
Exactly.
But we adapted to it, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we can adapt to forward facing sonar, or we can just not use it. Right. So it's not going to go away. It's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
I've got one, but I still don't know how the hell to use it. Okay. So. But back to your question about the joining of the two forces,
for one big mega championship.
I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or not. I really don't. I can't comment on it because they're two completely different entities. Okay, you got catch, weigh, release, multiple fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Jacob Wheeler just runs away with it every year. You know what I'm saying? And so, but if you look at bass, it's always somebody different, which is kind of cool, right?
Yep.
You got these young kids coming in, they're smoking these older guys. Yes, they're using forward facing sonar,
yep.
but then you've got. So I don't know how they're going to play together. I don't know. Be interesting to see.
It's going to be interesting, and it'll all depend on how they set the stage, how they lay it out, how they present this thing as to, whether, and there will be internet trolls galore. That is a given, right? That's a given. No, the forward-facing sonar, like I said, I'm right there with you, Dwayne. It's part of it. This is the reason you see the young guns, and this is the part I think that guys, the older crowd like myself, have a hard time with, is that forward-facing sonar has removed the advantage of 25 years of knowledge of a body of water over a young guy. Now the young guy, in a very short period of time, can figure out a body of water pretty darn fast. He's still got to put his time and his effort, still got to put his work in. What I wish that I would hear people stop saying is, this guy's been fishing more in the last 2 years than shut up. 2 years? It's like, don't put the Hall of Fame jacket on him just yet, boy. I mean, last year it was Trey McKinney was going to just sweep the world.
And he didn't.
And no. And it's like, calm down. Okay, take a breath. I know in the days of social media, we all want our instant heroes, right? But it's like, let's see what they do over the course of a career. And that's how you can, KVD, first 5 years, 6 years, when he was stomping the field with everybody out there, no one called him the GOAT back then. It wasn't until 25 years later in a career when you start looking at the stuff going, shit. Look at what he did over that course of that 30-year career. It's hard to defeat, when you've got hard to beat those numbers. What he put up over that body of work, right? But the forward-facing sonar, what it has done is it's just shortened that knowledge of the body of water. There were guys that used to dominate because they'd been coming to Guntersville for the last 20 years, 25 years, and they knew certain things about it. Now these kids can show up and in a couple years using some good technology and putting in their time and, burning the midnight oil. All of a sudden now they can figure out some stuff that they can hold toe to toe with,
It
pretty
was
wild.
so fun watching them fish the Tennessee Tom Bigby the other day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw that or not. Yeah,
Parts of it.
all forward facing sonar was all bets are off. Okay, because that waterway you can't fish. It's not something you fish with that because it's not. There's no history on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's all bank beating and you know what I'm saying, points and cuts and ledges and so it was fun to watch that and to see who was going to come out on that one.
Yeah. Good
so
stuff.
yeah.
So we just had the All-American going down. You got what's the next Bassmaster coming up? Is that at the end of this month, South Carolina? Is that what's going on?
I think it is. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
They got that one about that.
I don't have it in front of me, but I think it is.
Yep.
We've got a lot of good groups coming, man. We got bass, we got kayak angler, KS with Drew Gregory.
That's right. Yeah.
Man, those guys are blowing it up. I mean, he's doing something that people aren't doing. He's bringing these groups together like a boondoggle, which is really sweet to see.
Love it.
If you get a chance to if you get a chance to spend a weekend off, you know what I'm saying, and he's close by, go do it, man. Go.
Yep. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'll tell you that right now because Drew gets it. I've had Drew on the show a couple times. I've spoken with him on the phone, privately. He gets it, man. And you're not going to find a more competitive dude than that guy. I mean, when he's there
he's energetic, man.
He's there to take your money, but he also gets it. He understands it. No, man, this should be an event, a family event that everybody can have fun at and be a memory because some guys only get to do one or two a year. So let's make it something you're not going to forget. I freaking love that. That's what the kayak community was built on, and that's what I think it should remain. If it's going to live, that's how it lives, I think, personally. But
hey, are you coming up to Lake of the Ozarks this year if they do the eco? Are you going to come up and do that one, or are you going to be able to?
Yes, I'll be. If we can make it, I'm going to be at Lake of the Ozarks. I'm pulling up my calendar now. I am going to be at Lake of the Ozarks with the Romans Warrior Foundation. We're going to have the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance on display there in September. So for 9/11, we're going to be at Lake of the Ozarks for a celebration there. We're going to have the GWAT wall there. And then the weekend after that, we're going up to Cedar Rapids with the ball. So yes, I'll be there in September. And I would love to see, they haven't, I asked, I literally sent a text over and asked the question, hey, any news on the big bass? And the response I got was October. And I'm like, got it, fellas. Okay.
That's Jonathan Dominguez. You need to get him online, maybe get him on board and have him on your shows and let him, when it gets a little closer to it, but it is in October.
Yep.
And I missed
but I also
last
know
year, but hopefully we can do it this year. So
we got the Bassmaster Championship happening in October, and I said that in the very beginning that this isn't going to go well, man. This is going to cause some division because that's an expensive outing for a lot of guys to try to get to the Natty at 450 or whatever it is, and then try to throw in the big bass. I don't like that. I would rather go to the big bass myself just because. It's a blast there, man.
It's a fun event.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a no stress. Go catch fish, have fun. Go have a big supper that night and have a few drinks and enjoy yourself.
And win prizes like crazy with a bunch of people that are awesome, man. Eco Fishing Shop does an amazing job with that event. They really do.
They do. We'll figure it all out. We'll get to one or two or three of them. Who knows, man? I'd love to go wherever they're going to have this. The national championship this year. I want to try to make that one if I can. I just got to figure out where it is, when it is, and all. When we just hadn't heard that yet. So
who knows? I might look in for a media pass on that one. We'll get Arrow's media group to show up there, and I'll jump around there and do some interviews and such.
Okay. Okay.
You'll be like first on my list. I'm going to be looking for you all over the place.
My poly market bet for the national championship is Beaver Lake.
Poly market bet, Beaver Lake. All right, we got you
Because
on.
it's the anniversary. They just had a huge tournament there. I think it's going to be Beaver. That's just me just taking a shot in the dark.
Well, inside information. I think I know where it is, but I can't say.
It's good to be in the know, Dwayne. It's good to be in the know.
Not really.
Just
It's
tell
really
me
not.
if I need to go ahead and just cancel my bet.
I can't say anything.
No, we're not gonna push you. Don't worry. We won't try to break you with
Oh no, man.
bourbon or whiskey or anything like that. I mean, if I had an address in my DMs, I wouldn't send you a case of scotch or anything, buddy.
Oh my gosh. Call me afterwards. Call me back. No.
All right, brother. Well, listen, we can't thank you enough. Appreciate you taking time out of your evening here. You go spend some time with your beautiful wife there, and
Okay.
we're looking forward to seeing you more out there. And like I said, we'll continue to keep the fires going here and directing folks
Appreciate
and
it.
see if we can get more and more people signed up with TourneyX and keep it rolling.
Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Yeah, just tag us if you can, and talk about us when you're out and about, and let people know what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we'd love to try to get them involved. So
You know we will,
appreciate it.
brother.
Okay,
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Dwayne. You take care.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Cool, man. It is always awesome having Brother Dwayne on the show here. He was one of the first big names, dude, that we put on the Double S many years ago, 5 years ago. The first biggest name we had, Jody Queen, ended up making buddies with him, and looking forward to still. I've run into him once at one Bassmaster event that we were at. But yeah, there were a couple of those pioneers, Marty Hughes, those guys, and of course Booth. Bringing these guys, Andy Moore, bringing these guys on the show. Dwayne was one that helped, kind of nursemaid us into the whole scene, man, and get us in here. So always cool to see him come back. And TourneyX is the shit. I mean, that is what it is.
It really is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Not saying that and like he said it best, it's an option, and it's, in my opinion, the option. Right. Yeah. It's the way we do this. Is it perfect? No, nothing will ever be perfect. But there's no problems with it. It works. And if there is a problem, if something odd shows up, dude, they are Johnny on the spot. Dwayne gets on it, and it's Dwayne that's directing his team of coding nerds behind the scene to get it figured out, right?
This is great leadership. I mean, he knows so much about his craft. Well, it's not even it's just like his baby. It's not his main job. So if he takes that much care and attentiveness to it, and he knows that was one of the questions, like, I wanted to ask him, was about that cheating scandal. And I didn't even have to ask it. He was like, here, because of this, we did this and this and this and this.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, he's 100% on it. And that's kind of like what you want when you have a product, the name behind the product that you're using. And
dude, it
was a long way.
It's why I work with the companies I work with. Am I saying that they've got the best product on the planet? No, I'm sure that everybody has their own personal, in fishing, you got your own personal flavor. But what I can tell you that is undisputable is that the people behind the organizations that I work with, Amped Outdoors, Vicious, Eagle Claw, New Canoe, these people that are behind these organizations are some of the best human beings that are there not just for a bottom line. They're there to do good business. They care about you as a customer, and they'll do what it takes. Can you get cheaper? Yep. Can you get more expensive? Yep. But I stick with these, and I need these companies to take care of us, because that's one thing I don't have time to worry about is, do I have enough or good enough fishing line? Do I have the right batteries in the kayak? I don't have time to mess with that, and I don't. I buy these things, I get these things, we set them in place, and I forget about it. And if there is an issue, those guys take care of me. That's what Dwayne does with TourneyX, man.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out, Jason. Love all tuning in for the show tonight. I know you're driving, brother. I think you're driving. Either way, thank you very much, dude, for timing in with us
I
here.
wish I would have sent you the picture he sent me of his fish.
Oh, he sent it to me too. Don't worry. Yeah,
Like,
big old grip and grin.
oh, dadgummit.
Yeah, big old grip and grin. Matter of
I was
fact,
coming for him and Kenny. I was trying to take them both out. I told him that at the weigh-in. I was gunning for you guys, and then Jason went on the way to the weigh-in. He was like, "You know what? How much you got?" I was like, I already knew it was going downhill then. I was like, dadgummit.
let's see here. We're going to download this first. Do I have it? Yeah, there it is. Then I'm going to share it up to social. Okay, I'm going to see if I can pull this thing up here.
And so if you're still
Present.
watching, Jason, you're getting a carrot in your kayak next tournament. If
Oh,
I'm
I got
there,
it.
you're getting a carrot.
It's only because I love him that I'm not going to put up that carrot picture I have of him.
He's gonna get a carrot rolling around in his stuff in his back, and he's gonna be like, "What is it? It's a carrot."
That's the
There it
picture.
is.
Yep.
There's the picture. That's what he sent me right at the end of the tournament. And I was like, "Dad, gummit! That's what I needed. That's the fish to win or get. That's what you needed. Just a fish that size, you would have been in the top 3. That's how close it was. It was like even the people behind me that finished, 11th and on, they were looking for a fish what Jason caught.
Yeah.
And so if they would have got that fish, that's good on him. I'm so happy for him.
Dude, and when I was talking about guys that could catch fish out of your bathtub, Loveall's another one.
Jason.
Yes.
Jason.
Look,
if he could go out on a piece of ice and catch huge trout through a little circle, which I still don't understand.
This is why you and I hang out so much, because both of us over here like, what?
Like, can you get the big fish out of that hole? Oh, yeah, you can be pulling down a bird. I'm like, gummit. I love that guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, Loveall is he is for those folks who don't know, if you're coming in, don't let that perfect,
Little grin.
crest smile of his that should be on TV. Don't let that fool you. He's going to take your money, sucker.
He's taking
all
your
right?
money.
Yes.
Money.
With a smile, too.
I got him once, but he's got me plenty of times back. I'll promise you.
I'm pretty sure that I've bought at least 2 or 3 of his setups he's fishing with right now. I think just for my entry fees alone, I've pretty much bought those that he's won. So,
It's
yeah.
just the grin with the big fish at the end.
Oh, yeah.
God, dog it, he got me.
Hey, and special shout out to Brother Kenny.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back 5th place. Kenny Hood,
He's got
hell of a job, dog.
He's got to be like AOY in the conversation, if not at the top.
Yeah, I mean, already at this point, 2 5th place back-to-back. Hey, and I want to give another shout out to what I believe was the only Colorado angler representing, out of 2 clubs, the only Colorado angler representing at the All-American Kayak Classic in Clinton, Missouri. 140 anglers, I think, fished that thing. And Matt Arledge, congratulations on up there. Yeah, he went there and fished it.
He did it?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
And I think he about middle of the field somewhere in there is where he ended up.
That's
but
not bad. At 140?
yeah, dude, I'm telling you,
Okay, I gotta
it
say,
was rough fishing there. It was tough. Like 60 guys blanked. It was
I'm gonna
not
say
good.
that people don't know about Matt Arledge. This man has limited to hardly any electronic thing on his kayak. He will go and find the fish, and he will make you pay if you're not on your game. So he is one heck of a stick. And congratulations, man, out of 140. And I mean, I would say, you're doing your thing, but those guys had a little bit of an advantage on you. You showed up and showed out. So that's all you can ask for. That's amazing.
Dude, you go to Truman, yeah. I mean, that's backyard for a lot of these guys. But here's the thing. There were a couple big names in there, and I love these guys, so I'm not going to throw out names or whatever, because those events are hard to swallow. When you're in your backyard and you still blank, and these guys, a couple that I saw that blank, don't blank ever. And so it was tough fishing, dude. It was hard conditions there for whatever reason. I think there was some fluctuating water going on. I think that's really what put them in a funk. And when that fluctuating water goes, that those stripers and everything starts to just annihilate the bait fish, and that just makes things goofy. But
Yeah,
if you guys
I
caught
haven't
him,
seen Matt, so I was kind of like wondering where it was, and then hear that he went up there and did that well. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay, good job, Matt. Like,
for sure.
hopefully you don't come to any more tournaments, so you don't beat me all the way.
That's right. But like what you said about him is what makes it so fun to beat him too.
Yeah,
I mean, you just absolutely want to beat Arledge any chance you can get.
He's coming for your head.
Hey, I'm going to switch gears here real quick because I'm looking in the green room and we have my man is joining us here. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We have United States Marine Corps vet, and I'm telling you right now, take this old cat's opinion on this. And I'm not going to give a resume about myself on how I know these things, but just trust me. If you know me, you understand this. This guy is next level talent. Now, a lot of the folks that watch our show probably are definitely more, outlaw country, this or that, whatever. But I'm telling you, if you want to see veteran represented in a hip hop scene that is like not your run of the mill mess, not the guy, because I can't stand most of the stuff I hear today. I really can't. And this dude is next level. He's joining us here tonight. He's stopping in because he's got some cool stuff to announce. His next album is going to be dropping here. It looks like June. I'm going to let him fill in the blanks here. Let's bring in back to the stage. He's been with us before. We're bringing Theory here into the studio. What's up, brother?
What up?
How you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I've had a couple days to get back off vacation, so I'm back in the routine again. I was changing the oil, went to the grocery store. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
I had to off right.
Exactly. I had to reload with some good food. I've been eating out. I mean, eating out good, but still eating out all week on vacation. So, yeah, body's like, okay, dog, get some veggies and fruit back. Let's go.
Normal stuff, yeah.
I think I put on like 4 Maui pounds, I think is what I put on this last week.
I wish I could gain weight. I can't gain weight to save my life.
Dude, yeah, that'll change. Don't worry. it happens.
I'm pushing 40 now. I'm about to be 38 this year, so I'm sure when I hit 40, it'll probably full stop.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Because I used to be able to change the remote and burn like 2,200 calories. You know what I mean? I mean, just from that right there would burn off a day's meal, but not anymore.
What was that Spider-Man movie where he's like stopping the train?
Yeah.
Runs off the track. Yeah. It's going to be like.
Yeah. I'm fully expecting that. So.
That's right. So I'm going to see if I can get this. I was going to put the post up here. I think I can try that. Yeah, let's see if that works. We're going to share screen, bada bing right there, and share that. Let me go full screen with it. It's still a little small.
That's good. That's a pretty sick label cover.
Dude, I'm telling you, talk to us about this, Theory. What's going on here?
Yeah, so that's my second installment in the story. So I created this like sci-fi kind of story with my music. I am obsessed with space. I love space. I think it's fascinating, and it's just really cool to learn about and see. And so
I can't get it right. Go ahead.
You're good.
I'm over here fucking around with stuff.
I don't need to be big for this. No, I have this project, Crash Landing, that's coming out June 13th. I just recently announced it for release. That is a project that I've been working on for a little while. So the first installment of the story came out in 2022 when I released my Me Against the World album. And the concept behind this is kind of like a double entendre with me being so long story short, I had the first two albums I had ever put out, I had not really found my sound, my flow, and I was kind of still new in making music. And then I dropped my third album, which was Me Against the World, and um, that's where I started this space story. And or I'm sorry, my third album was Look at Me Now. And then that's where I really found my sound, and I feel like I got to really showcase my talent. And so I felt like I was on top of the world with that album. And uh Me Against the World was my next project, my next album that I had dropped, and that's where I started the story with space. And because I felt like I was on top of the world, a metaphor for that would be I'm above the clouds, right? I'm in space, I'm on cloud nine. So the concept of the story was I was in this spaceship by myself, floating in deep space, and Earth had sent me a bunch of hate, like transmissions, like just all the stuff that I heard when I first started doing music. Oh, you're 30, you need to be, fucking working a regular job and taking care of your family. It's like I'm still doing that, but I make music also. And oh well, you're white in a predominantly black art form, blah blah. It's like it's 2026 now, nobody cares about that. But um the idea was, because I was getting all this hate over the years, I used that in the form of transmissions. And I was like, you know what, I'm tired of this, I got something to say. So I would send transmissions back to Earth in response to that, and that was in the form of each song on the album. And at the end of the album, well, throughout the album, I'm sending so many transmissions back and forth with Earth that it starts to overload the like the ship's mainframe, and the artificial intelligence in the ship, programmed in the ship, his name's Eli, voiced by my good friend and partner in rhyme, as we call each other, Berserk. And he essentially the AI malfunctions, and it causes the ship to go haywire, and it starts to just blow up, and stuff starts going crazy. And so the end of Me Against the World is me just screaming as the ship is starting to crash land, and he tells me I'm about to crash land back down to Earth. And I was like, no, I don't want to be back there, blah 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 blah. And so the end of that album ends with me screaming, just top of my lungs, full guttural scream. And this album, now 4 years later, well, 3.5 years later, I'm releasing it, and it's carrying on from like the very first thing that you hear in the intro song of this album is me continuing that scream and fading it in. And
Good shit.
It starts like from that moment. And so this Crash Landing album has been quite a while in the works, and I'm very excited. It's the first project that I'm ever putting out where I own 100% of everything from beats. I record, mix, master all my own music here in my home studio anyways. I've been doing that for years. But I've never put out a project where I own 100% or have produced every single beat on the album. So I'm very excited about that. It opens up so many doors for me for like marketing. It opens up a lot of doors for me for, different types of advertising. And
Super cool.
Yeah, the overall freedom of what I have to be able to do with this project. So the other day when I was trying to think of different ways I can raise some money to go on this tour, because I know that you had, Gene, we had talked, I think last time we had talked, I was signed to a label.
Yep.
Southbound Records, and they decided to just shut down out of the blue about a month ago. And that was in the midst of me, in talks of finalizing a tour to go on with a big artist. He goes by the name of Jerry Robinson. He's signed to Tech Nine's label, Strange Music, which is like arguably the biggest, most successful independent hip hop label in hip hop history. And so it was a huge opportunity for me, and I lost out on that opportunity because the label is no longer going to be funding that tour because there's no label anymore. So I luckily have a feature with Jerry Robinson on this Crash Landing album. Shout out to Jerry and his team. They're super awesome people. and I developed a really good relationship with Jerry, his wife, his manager, and so because they like me and they wanted to make sure that I could stay on the tour. Jerry's manager was kind enough to work with me on trying to get it on at least 2. So I'm on the Shelbyville, Indiana show for May 8th and then Chicago for May 12th. That's where I'm from. So I'm going to make a weekend out of it. It's only 5 hours away from where I'm at here in Louisville. So
Dude, 5 days. 5 days you going on Indiana.
yeah. It's crazy. So
Hell yeah.
Indiana is only about 2 hours away from me where that venue's at. So I'm going to drive to Indiana, do the show on Friday. And then after the show, I'm just going to drive to my buddy's house who stays in Lafayette, Indiana. And then I'm going to go to Chicago the next morning and just stay with my mom and, and enjoy some time with some family.
Hell yeah.
And be able to, just spend some time at home. And, outside of that, I mean, I'm really excited to do the Chicago show. I know that it was almost sold out, so I'm really stoked about that. But this is opening a lot of opportunity for me also. So, yeah, I'm just really stoked about the new stuff, man. I announced the album and I started selling a early access, like a digital version of the album to raise money so I could, fund.
Is that still going on?
It is.
All right. So how do we do that with anybody watching the recording here, whatever? They just need to get a hold of you, DM you?
Yeah. You can DM me on Facebook. If you have my number, you can send me a text, whatever, call. There's your Facebook connection right there. That'll take you right to Theory's page. Give him a follow. Yeah.
DM him up. As soon as we get done here, I told you when I got your message the first time, I was in Maui. And so I said, let me get back. Well, I'm back now. So when we get off of here, I want to go ahead and get that done.
Yeah. I mean, man, I appreciate it. And I've gotten a lot of really awesome. So the shows that I'm doing, they were $400 each. And I raised $380 in the last 2 days to pay for the Chicago show now. So I only need one more album sale to get me the Chicago show to be paid for. Indiana's already paid for. So the Chicago show, once I sell one more album, it's all paid for. And so that takes that stress out of my circle.
So you just need one more digital download to make it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Then I got you covered. Yay!
Yo, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. It's huge for me, man. And I've gotten from the people who did get the I've never done that before with any of my albums, like a digital download, like early access. Like it doesn't come out till June 13th. So, for the real fans and the real supporters, they're able to get the album about, a month and a half before it releases, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, for those, real fans and real supporters who have been with me since day one, or they're just really excited and anticipating the album, I'm giving everybody a chance to just DM me. I can take Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever, if you have my number. If not, I can give you the information to send a payment. Once I confirm the payment, which is $20, I'm selling it for. It's an 18-track album. So once I confirm payment, then I get an email address from you, and I will email you the files. They are embedded with my album art on it, and they're also embedded with the information. So if you want to download it from your email and put it on your Spotify or your Apple Music or wherever you stream your music, you can upload it there, and it'll have the album art, and it'll have the names of the songs with the artist. It shows the year it was recorded, the label, which is my independent label that I created for my LLC, from the bottom. And I'm super stoked, man.
So I want to give the folks real quick a quick sample here. Now, Brick, I know you're a Spice Girls kind of dude. I heard that mess you played in camp. All right.
Hey, because baby, I'm a firework. That's all
right. Brick Perry, I got you. But I'm going to play something real quick here, Theory, from YouTube. What would you suggest as far as from YouTube here? What one do you think would be a good? I've got the Capone is badass. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Capone's a good one. My buddy and a very talented artist, Binks, produced that. Shout out to Binks for that beat.
Nice.
But I mean, you can play Capone.
Problem. Got that
Problem is me just kind of rapping, just to rap. Binks also produced that song.
What about Hear Me Though?
Hear Me Though is always a banger. That one is featuring my guy Berserk.
Yeah. Let me throw that up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's see here.
Berserk does the first verse and the hook, and then I do that second verse, and that one's a slept on song. It's a lot of people don't know about that one yet, but they will.
I'm going to share this. I just want folks to get a sample of some of this here. And we're going to full screen. And let me make sure.
Yeah, we did a full music video for that one too. Shout out to Kato on the track. He's a huge producer. He's produced for a lot of really big artists, and he produced this beat.
Now, you guys got to let me know if you can hear the volume on this thing.
But they don't hear me though.
Is it coming through?
But they don't hear me though.
Good.
So that's my homie Berserk.
But they don't hear me though.
Shout out to Berserk. He's
Okay.
very
I'm gonna mute
Hopping the
my
beat, I'm gonna be
mic.
something like an oddity prodigy. Oh my god, he be rocking these beats of modern day Socrates. I'm unlocking the lock with no key. I'm not what they thought I would be. No mockery, fucking to see my cabinet of curiosities. Twilight zone beside my bone. I'm split. I need like 5 mics on inside my dome. There's no lights on. You get what I mean? I'm bye going. When I write my song, really wanna bite on like snakes. I say, better get pythons. When I write my own, despite how long they never wanna break or be bygones. Mind of the comic,
see why
always
you guys
thinking
are
of new
friends, man.
material.
Your
Out of
brains-
the box, the
yeah,
way
yeah,
I kill these
there
beats
is
is
a lot
cereal.
going on
Even though
here.
the verse is hot and blasting through your stereo. They don't really hear me though. They don't really hear me though.
This is a very like drum and
They
bass.
don't really hear me though.
They
They don't really hear me.
Yeah.
It hits hard on
They
double.
don't really hear me though.
Right?
They don't really hear me.
Crank it up, Brick. I know you got them subs going in next to that grand piano.
They don't
So
really
it,
hear me
it,
though.
it reminds me of a little bit of live.
Yeah, it's time to clock in again, hopping. The wave get to the booth, make draws start dropping again, stopping. Never been no option, cause my competition been flopping again, topping the 10 best rappers coming out of my city. Got them all sobbing again, plotting to win. But I got a question, when is hip hop gonna start hip hopping again? Haters mobbing again, shocking to see them all start flocking again. I'm gonna get the mic cocked, but I can't let y'all's blood get on my conscience again. I'd rather fuck your girl and after take the bitch shopping again. And she gonna come back knocking again, sopping wet, gotta start mopping again. Guess they never give a fuck unless I'm popping pills, sipping lean. Y'all say anything so you can cop a deal, so it seem. I've been proud of all my shit, I keep it real, being me. But if I gotta really rap, I shoot to kill, R.I.P. And they don't even know. Been giving y'all this heat, you sleeping and it really show. It's time to wake them up with shit that make the speakers blow. But they don't really hear me though.
They don't really hear me though.
I love it.
They don't really hear me though.
Yeah, man, that gives you just you definitely want to get a copy of this. I'm telling you, and I'm probably going to grab another one once you do the official release. I'll get it twice.
Yeah, no,
We'll add it into Spotify then and get all that.
The new album is incredible. It's and the cool thing about this is I've made it very cinematic. So there's some skits in there. It'll take you on like a story journey. Like it's
I love it.
like a music album / like audio book almost kind of thing. And
Hell yeah.
like, you know, very cinematic. And if you listen from the first song to track 18 all the way through, you understand the story. And basically the whole story of this album is I've crash landed to Earth, and my artificial intelligence in the ship, Eli, he's destroyed because the ship's crashed and it's all, you know, messed up. And so I am going through, you know, trying to find these parts and these materials to fix my ship. And so the 3 materials that I need are carbon, which is one of the chemical compounds for a pencil, and then lignin, which is a chemical compound for paper, and then copper, which is one of the materials used to make a microphone. So, you know,
Nice.
that was Berserk's recommendation. It was his suggestion for that. I thought it was really cool concept.
Yeah.
But we went with that. And I don't have Eli, the artificial intelligence in the ship, but I do have these Roam glasses. The Roam optics is what I call them in the album. And that has a built-in artificial intelligence, and her name is Nova. So you'll get an introduction to her after the second song. She kind of comes into the mix, and she's in these glasses, and she talks to me throughout the album and helps me navigate through getting these parts and tells me what I need to fix it. And we go on this whole crazy journey, and it's wild.
Good
but
shit.
It's such an exciting album. I'm very, very happy about it. I'm so excited for the release, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it. So
Well, dude, all I know is that from the first moment that I heard, and I told you this before, when I mean, I see a lot of guys in a lot of space, and I will get behind any vet that's doing anything. I don't give a rat's ass what it is. Um, that's I mean, that's what I believe. We're here to support, we're here to serve, and we're gonna, anybody that's going out there and trying to get their hustle on, I'm down for it.
Yeah.
But dude, when I heard your stuff, I'm like, okay, hold on, this isn't supporting just a vet. All right. Not for nothing, dude. You are like, it's
Thank
just a matter of time, in my personal opinion. I've
Yeah.
said this before. I'll say it again, man. You have mad skills. You're on another level than most fellas out there. And I'm not trying to belittle them. I'm just recognizing your talent level is fucking literally out of this world, man. And so this is, I love the fact that you're willing, because one of these days I'm going to be trying to have to talk to your manager about getting you on here, and it ain't going to be so damn easy.
Hey, man, I will always make time for those people who supported me when I was, coming up, and that's the beautiful thing about it is I never, maybe when I first started, I kind of had some, and I've addressed it in a couple songs, I might have had some ill intent with wanting to, do music to make money and, get out of this, struggle type, lifestyle. I'm not going to get into the whole background of what I was going through, but, it was not easy, being displaced from a natural disaster and, having that anxiety attack, hospitalized me. I felt like I was having a heart attack, and all these things that I was going through, music kind of helped me with that. And it took me a little bit to kind of recognize that as being more of a thing that I need versus a thing that I can use to get out of a situation. Right. And profit off of. And since then it's become a lot more meaningful, and it's become a lot more personal, for me. And so this is a personal vendetta that I have. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing this to be successful. I want to show my daughters that you can do anything that you set your mind to, regardless of what the world tells you.
I was just getting ready to say, I was hoping I wasn't speaking out of turn, but you're also supporting a family at the same time, brother.
Yeah.
That is, no greater responsibility that a man could have on this planet than to, be a dad, be a husband. That's the shit right there. And so, yeah, this is super
And even
cool,
the son
dude.
for my mother, man, I eventually, after all this blows up, I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, I'm going to retire you at some point. Like,
I love that, dog.
that's the goal. That's like one of the first things that I want to do. And, I have such a bigger picture mind frame of this now. And it's only going to get bigger and better, man. And the more opportunities that I'm given and the more doors that open for me, whether they be through just being in the right place at the right time or making the right connections, whatever the case may be, I'm going to continue making the music that feels right to me in the heart, and that the fans are going to like, and the people are going to have a positive message from me. I'm never going to be the type to sell out and make music about drugs and women and this and that. Like, I'm not that type of artist. I'm a very real, authentic. I grew up on old school hip hop. I want to have a message in my music. I want to have meaning in my music, and I want to give people a breath of fresh air versus a lot of this new stuff that's coming out now, which all sounds the same. And
Yeah.
just trying to stick out. So,
Dude, we were traveling through the airports. We were in Seattle, of all places, and all they kept playing was 80s and 90s hip hop. That's
love
what they were playing. And I'm like, I'm looking at my wife. We're having a burger there at a little restaurant there. And I'm like, this tells you one of two things. Number one, we're their demographic. Okay. That's who they're aiming at. And number two, there's nothing worthwhile playing from today. That's why they don't think play. They got to go back to the 90s hip hop stuff. And they, I was like, dude, that should tell you something. When an airport of all places, that's what they're, throwing over the speakers. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's timeless music, and it came, it's in a different society. It's in a different generation. And it's like, people now along with, you know, a lot of this woke culture and all this other, you know, crap that's all going around nowadays. I love you. Good night. You know, people are kind of getting tired of all of it. And,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of that message is spread in the music. You know, music is very powerful, you know, and so when you have music that has no depth, like it's just,
That's the thing.
it gets boring after a while, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, you can only listen to so much of, you know, this artist or that artist before you,
Yeah.
you know, and I want to be that artist that like
Nice.
nobody expects, right? You know, you look at me, you know, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm white. I'm 38. I'm about to be 38 years old. I have a wife and 2 daughters, and nobody would expect me to be like, oh, you rap? Like every time I've told somebody, like, oh, I make music. Oh, what do you do? Are you in a band? No, I rap. Bullshit. No, I'm serious. And then I play on my music, and they're like, hold on a second.
Oh, wait a minute.
You got something here. And like, I've gained a lot of respect with that. So like, you know, but I love.
Were you dropping bars in the Corps, dog? I mean, would you do that when you were in the Corps?
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't start rapping until I was 30. I got out of the Marine Corps
Wow.
in 2015. So that was 11 years ago. So I was, what? I can't even math right now. I'm 37, so I was 26 when I got out. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't start rapping until, you know, quite a few years after I got out of the Marines. So, but I've always been a hip hop head. I love rock music too. I love all types of music. I love the art form of making music.
I think you can see that in your music from the stuff that I've seen. It's not what people, you know, just there's such a variety in the stuff that you do out there. It's got your influences, you know, coming into it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved. I can't wait.
I'm gonna hear the first song on the new album when I send you this digital download.
Yeah.
Like, I had a nice little switch up.
Nice.
You're gonna hear the introductory skit, and then you're gonna hear some shit that you never thought. But it's so good. Like, I've had so many people message me that bought the download, and they were just like, bruh. I'm 45 seconds into the first, or I'm like a minute 45 into the first song after the skit, and I'm hooked already. Right. You blew my mind. So like, I'm really, really excited about this new project.
Sweet.
Speaking of Berserk, this is the man himself right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't hear you though.
I see what he did there. Yeah, leave it. I got the Air Force humor coming in right there. He's the co-host.
There you go. Yeah, no.
Number 5 right there.
Well, listen, brother, I can't thank you enough for just last minute jumping in here. I know you're a busy dude. I know it's been a long day.
No, I had just come in from the studio, so you know, I was like, you know, I have studio right in my backyard in the shed, so I just shut it down and I came in here. I was putting the final touches on, you know, getting some dishes done, and I got your message, and I was like, why not? So
appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah,
you have me all the time, man. Thank you so much,
dude. And when you get done with the 5th, we're gonna be watching that close. When you get done with the 5th, let's have you jump back in here, man, and tell us about the experience there.
Absolutely.
Only thing, old guy wisdom. You just keep being fucking you and go one day at a time, brother. You know what I mean? All the rest of the shit, you got here by doing that, so just keep doing that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the old guy piece that it's taken me 50 some odd goddamn years to learn that. But I may be a slow coach, but I'll get there eventually.
That's good. It's good advice, you know, and that it's important in the music industry, or, you know, or any art form, you know, that you create, whether you paint, you know, play guitar, you know, you're doing country, rap, rock, you know, whatever it is that you do, just staying authentic and true to yourself is important to do when you're pursuing that kind of, passion, because you don't want to, you want to show people who you are, because that's going to be the most engaging thing. Like, and unfortunately, in a world where now your life is summed up into 30 to 60-second clips on Instagram Reels and TikToks and this and that.
If you're lucky.
Short form content is the way to go, and always having to think about, especially as a music artist, I always have to try and think of creative ways to keep an audience engaged and gain more fans and keep it interesting, so people are hooked in and want to follow you. It's really rough, but staying authentic and true to yourself is important, because if you try to be somebody that you're not, people will catch on to that real quick, and
in a hurry.
You'll lose that credibility, and so I've always made it a point to do that. What?
I'm sorry to interject.
No, you're good.
When you go to do live performances, and the people that show up, if they already know who the authentic you are, you got a crowd full of people that you don't have to put a mask on for.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Yeah.
Love that.
Dropping so much knowledge, he needs to make me one of them peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah, are you doing PB&J, Berserk? What you got back there?
PB&J.
Yeah.
That man dropping knowledge.
We stay stacked on bread, peanut butter and jelly, and ramen noodles in this motherfucker. I swear to God. We're balling on a budget, bro. We ain't millionaires yet.
And even when that does happen,
I'm still buying ramen.
You're gonna hit that PB&J with something extra special.
You're gonna get that boulak.
Ramen noodles. I don't care if I have a $1 million mansion or I pay $1,650 a month in rent. I'm ramen noodles it slaps.
It's a staple. It's a staple.
Yeah, the only difference is I might get ramen noodles delivered, but that'll be the fanciest that I go.
Hell yeah, love that.
And like it's so funny because like everybody always says oh well you change when you get the money, and it's like I mean maybe a little bit obviously I would splurge and get some nice stuff for myself, but I know for a fact 100%, and you can quote me on this years from now when you see me as this big successful artist and I'm making all this money and I'm doing nationwide and worldwide tours and this and that, and I'm this huge sensation, right? Let's just say that happens. You can come back and quote me on this. I will never, ever, ever, ever be the type of person to ever wear designer clothes constant, like make that my whole no. I'm still gonna dress the same, I'm still gonna act the same. I'm not gonna do that. I feel like and that's a good thing about what my mom kind of she hit me with some knowledge one day, and she was like, look, because I used to be, when I first started, I was 30 years old, so I used to be like, oh well, I'm too old to chase this. Right, like what am I doing? And I would let the people saying that to me, I would let it get to me, and it would kind of, fuck me up a little bit. But I always remember my mom when she told me, you needed to be at the age that you're at to start, so because you needed to have something to talk about in your music. And all the things that you've experienced up until this point, up until you hit your 30s, it's given you a platform now to speak about those experiences and help those people that potentially were in the same spot as you back then. And even now, when you're 30 years old, even 37, 38, even 40, you don't always, very few people that by your 30s, have their life figured out all the way.
Right.
We're all still going through those same kind of challenges and struggles. So it's like, I always remember my mom saying that to me, man, and it stuck with me, and it always will. Just having something to say, and that keeps me humble too. So,
love it.
Yeah,
that grounding, man. That's the thing, right? Keeping that grounding, keeping that that home base locked in. I know for me personally, between 30 and 50, night and fucking day. Right?
Yeah.
Where I was when I was 30 compared to where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And it's not better, not worse, just very different. And it's like you said, the older I get, the more my appreciation for that story, for that content, for that sustenance, for something real.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, hype and stuff. I
Yeah.
literally stopped. In the fishing side of things, I stopped following a bunch of people because I just got tired of it's like, that's hype. That's not you. I want to see you, dog. I mean, tell
Yeah.
me, talk to if you're going to make the content, talk,
Yeah.
be yourself, give me something. Cause at the end of the day, plaques and all this kind of stuff, none of that shit matters,
Yeah.
right? It's that impact you had with other people, man.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like, really,
How do you impact? What messages do you leave? There you go, right there.
This is.
I remember her from the interviews.
Yeah,
She brings the entertainment in.
This is the reason right here.
Yeah, 100%.
Numero uno, and I mean the thing about it is like you said, the plaques and the notoriety, it doesn't mean anything if you're not doing your part to try and even make a difference. Or I've always said, if my music has helped one person, like I had years ago, I had a random guy from Australia send me a DM on Instagram, and he was like, I almost unalived myself, and your music helped me through a really dark time.
Love it, brother.
And I was like, oh my God, like that. And I teared up. Like I had never even thought of getting a message like that. And
Yeah,
that's why I do it. And if my music can help one person out of a dark place or out of a stressful place, or, just be their excitement for when they wake up in the morning, like, oh, I got a new Theory song to stream, or I got a new album coming out, or I'm looking forward to this. Like that makes me happy, and that makes me feel like I'm doing my job. So,
dude, I've got a mission now for myself. After I get this digital download for you, I got to figure out how I haven't played MP3s on a phone in so long. I got to figure out how to do that, because I'll be going to have about a 9-hour run down to Elephant Butte, New Mexico from Denver here. And I'm going to go 1 through 18. We're just going to let it roll the whole trip on the way down there.
Well,
Yes, I just got to figure out how to do that on this phone here.
So what I do is I'll email it to you.
Okay.
And all you have to, it'll come as a zip file.
Cool.
So you just click it, you'll unzip it, and then it'll have a folder, and you just click on that folder. You can, select all and drag them to your phone, or you have an Android, sadly. So,
Oh no, Theory, chink in your armor. Tell me you're not a Packers fan.
Fuck no.
Okay, good.
Chicago. What do you think?
Chicago.
Dude,
they're moving their team anyway, so
it's coming to you.
But regardless, look, okay, so fun side story. Before I joined the Marine Corps, I got really drunk one night with some friends, and I think I was like 19 or 20, and I had gotten really drunk at night with a bunch of friends of mine. And our one sober friend decided to say, what would be really funny is if I drove us to Green Bay and we took a piss on Packers Stadium. And I was like,
Bet.
In my drunken wisdom, I was like, you won't fucking do it. and we did. I remember they dared me on the highway, on the interstate. They dared me to get out, because I had we had to take frequent stops on the side of the highway to take a piss, because you got like 4 drunk dudes in the back of this minivan, and we had gotten out, and I had to take a piss, and I was pissing, and they drove off without me and left me there, like, because the van was blocking traffic from seeing my whole situation. And they drove off, so my ass cheeks are just plastered on the side of the freaking highway, and I'm pissing, and I'm like, oh my God. And they got off at the next exit, and then swooped back around and came back. And I had to wait there for like 15 minutes. And
It's jacked up.
But we got to Green Bay and we peed on Packer Stadium.
That might be the best side story we've ever had on the show, dog.
So, no, I am not a Packers fan. I fucking hate the Packers.
Good, good. I'll let the Apple thing slide.
Yeah, we are an Apple household, though. We are an
Nice.
Apple household.
Well, you kind of have to. That's the genius that they have created. Is that once you're in, everything has to be.
It's so convenient, and especially for like creative purposes, they just have so much more of a creative friendly kind of platform. Now customizable, stuff for Android all day. You can customize so many things with an Android.
We hate Androids.
But yeah, Apple is Apple is the way to go here. And
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Awesome, brother.
Thank you for having me, man. I got to get off here and
Yep.
make these little ones get to bed. So,
And you got to probably explain a little bit too, because the little one was turning her head in the background there. A couple of those details of your story, she was like, "Oh, what?" So yeah, you got some explaining to do.
Not the worst that she's heard her that.
Love it, dude.
You gonna say,
Listen,
"Dad, tell me
man."
the story about peeing on the Packer Stadium.
Brother, from
the
all
thing
of
that-
us, dude, we have got nothing but top wishes, and you're in my prayers now, brother. You and your whole family, man. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm just looking that you go down the path you're supposed to be going down, and that things go the way they're supposed to go, and following His plan. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Thank you
So-
so much for the support. And I will just message me after you're done with your podcast, and
Yep.
I'll get that email to you for the album. I'll send you all the information, and we'll get going.
Awesome. We'll
Enjoy
see you,
it,
miss. See you, little lady.
All right, stay back.
Hi, Big Bag, Tappy Chicken Nugget. So
Get out of here. Go to bed.
Chicken nuggets. What the
All
hell?
right.
All right, brother. We'll see you, man. You take care.
Yep.
All right, Brick. We've been here almost 2 hours now. My goodness, it's been a long show. So much for short form. We don't do short form around here. But we've had a good, steady base of listeners here tonight. Folks at home watching this live, thank you so very much. We love you guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We have Mr. Dwayne Walley to start this thing off. We love you, Dwayne. TourneyX, taking care of the PBKS this year, his donation to help us put these veteran first responder appreciation events together. Love you, man. Thank you so much for that. Congratulations, all the anglers that were in action this week. Dude, nice job on a top 10. Sorry I couldn't be there, but I was pounding down some Mai Tais, dude. I think I drank more in this last week than I drank in the last 3 years, and that's not an exaggeration.
You hit our team motto: $20 is $20. That's
Right? That's about the cost of one Mai Tai, by the way, down there. Like $22 for a drink.
You're like,
like-
$20 is $20. Brickman was right. Let's keep it going. Your
I'm
mind's
like- Yeah. Yeah, no, nothing was cheap down there. I'll say that at all. But no, man. So awesome stuff this past weekend, Brick. I'm looking forward to the next event that we get fired up. Oh, our next deal is Cedar Bluff. Is that right? CKB?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that one. I have family coming in, and we'll have to see.
Okay.
But if it's possible, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm still looking forward to probably getting down to Milford with you.
Yep. May 30th, we're going to Milford. We got that end of this
So-
month.
I'd rather make that one than
Well, and anytime you want to tag along, if you got the bandwidth, man, these New Mexico gigs, I got.
yeah. I was
this
thinking
one
about
going.
that. Jason was kicking me in the rear, saying, "You gotta get in there and get qualified so I can split this." Well, I said it, but I always
Yeah.
joke and say, "Well, you can split that hotel room; it'd be a lot cheaper."
If you just knew where it was at, right?
I think I hit the nail on the head. I think he was.
Think so?
I think it's still Beaver Lake.
Should be interesting. Yeah, I'll. I'm if I have to choose between them, I would definitely go Big Bass, the 250. But we'll see what they do.
If it's in the same vicinity, right? If it's in Missouri, Arkansas, and then you have the next one on underneath.
Right. Anthony, brother Anthony, thank you so much, man, for tuning in. Brother Jason, thanks for jumping in here. He's been out fishing all day. Everybody, Awesome stuff. Thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and close this thing out. I don't know what next week's show is going to be. We'll have something. We'll get into something. It's Mother's Day. So to be honest with you, we might take a break again. We said going into this, when the season started, which May it officially started, although we've been going since March, that we were going to knock down to maybe 2 shows a month. And so I might stay true with that. I'll let you know a bit by Wednesday, Thursday. We'll throw up whether or not we got a show on Mother's Day or not. That might be, I think we got some Mother's Day plans for my wife, so that might take us out of that. But who knows? Maybe we record something before we get there. But go check out, folks, one last time. Let me throw this out here. Go to Facebook. Go check out From the Bottom Theory. And Theory is spelled TH30RY. Go check that out. DM him, tell him you just saw him on the Double S or heard it from Gene here on the Double S podcast. Get an early copy, digital download copy for $20 from this guy. What you're doing is you're helping fund. He's raising money so that he can do these 2 major shows that he's going to be doing. One in Indiana in 5 days, and the next one is in Chicago. I'm going to go get my digital copy of this. If you enjoy hip hop, you are going to love Theory. His music is next level, and above that, if you just wanting to support United States Marine Corps veteran and father and husband, and just genuine good dude, it's a great thing to do to go get a digital copy of that deal there. So, nevertheless, all right, brother, you got anything before we close this thing out?
No, just stay safe. I'm looking forward to get out there so you guys can take my money this year, and then because that's what's been going on so far. Kenny and Lovall out here just beating a brother up.
That's right. That's right. All right, man. Folks, you know the routine. Tight lines, be safe, take care of each other, and God bless.